Welcome to Billing Buddies video. We have a companion video to this video that lays the platform of the difference between contract insurance versus non-contract insurance. If you haven't already watched that, it might make sense to go back and find that video. However, this video will most likely stand by its own as long as you have some billing experience. To start out with, the reason why we want follow-up rules different for contract versus non-contract insurance companies is because if you have a contract with the insurance company, both you, the provider, and the insurance company have certain terms and conditions that they've agreed to abide by and that you're obligated to follow. Whereas with non-contract insurance companies, there isn't a physical contract between the provider and the insurance, and so the provider doesn't have to bill, for example. There's no obligation to bill. If you do billing on a courtesy level, the insurance company doesn't have to pay the provider. And so you want to really handle these two differently when you're doing follow-up, especially since if you do call the insurance and it's a non-contract, they're under no obligation to give you any information on the claim status or even if there's eligibility or coverage. So let's think of doing follow-up for a contract insurance. Again, a contract insurance is one where you could go to your file cabinet or your electronic files and find a signed contract between you and the insurance company. Most clinics have maybe 5, 6, or 7 contracts at the most. They're usually with government payers like Medicare, Medicaid, or Blue Cross, or a payer like Humana or Medica, which are Part C Medicare. And those contracts outline what the provider's obligated to do, which is bill the insurance company and to wait until the insurance company pays or denies the claim. The insurance company is obligated to do that with pay or deny the claim within 30 days generally. Both parties have agreements tied to each other that you can hold each other to. And so when doing follow-up on a contract insurance, you want to follow it to the fullest level so you know for sure whose party or which party is responsible, keeping in mind that the patient is also involved, and sometimes the patient has to return information such as full-time student status letters, insurance accident information, coordination of benefit letters. So sometimes the claim submitted to the contract insurance will get denied and the provider can't do anything. The provider can only bill the patient in those situations. When you're doing follow-up on a contract insurance claim, your goal is to find out who's responsible for that balance. Is the provider responsible because they didn't get an authorization, and can they do an appeal with a new authorization? Is the patient responsible and you need to bill the patient? Or if the insurance is responsible, you want to get a commitment to pay. And when you get that commitment, I like to document an acronym called person, place, phone, action needed, action taken. So it's 3 P's, PPPAA. Called Betty, that's the person. At Blue Cross, that's the place. At 1-800, the phone number. She said that they will pay the claim in 30 days or in 2 weeks or whatever you want to document, whatever they're told, so you can call back if the insurance is responsible. If the patient's responsible, of course, bill the patient. If the provider's responsible, figure out if it's something you can appeal or if you have to write it off. Now with the non-contract insurance, once the provider, if your provider chooses to bill the insurance, it's really a courtesy. There's no contractual obligation to do so because there isn't a contract in place. The insurance company doesn't have to pay the provider nor respond to the provider's inquiries on the claim because, again, there's no contract in place. So what I would do or recommend at this point is if you are doing courtesy billing on the non-contracts, is bill it, and at 30 days, I would bill the patient for the balance. And if the patient calls, I would offer to do a conference call with their insurance, or I would request the patient call their insurance and document who they talked to. And if there's anything you can do further to assist them, I would offer to do that. But for the most part, after 30 days, if it's a non-contract, bill the patient and be done with the claim, because that gives the patient the most time to interact with their insurance, and their insurance is who they have a contract with. The provider does not have a contract. Thank you for viewing our video. If you have any questions about this video or about our billing services, please give me a call or a text at 612-432-2366. Again, 612-432-2366. Thank you and have a great day. Goodbye, and don't forget, buddy up with the best.